night, people. I don't know if anybody's up. Probably not. But here I am. My name is Ariel. If you've not been here before, the channel is Dragon Tail Tarot. So welcome to what I do here. We're going to talk a little bit about the new moon in Cancer, which is very exciting. I think that's some good time. I wish I'd gotten on to do a live stream about the Capricorn full moon that preceded it, but I was not able to do that. I was super busy during that time. Surprising. Capricorn moon. I was definitely working away. So yeah, it's been a busy period. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be really changing up the channel. I'm probably going to be putting this one out to pasture more or less. So I'm kind of letting everybody know about that. And, you know, I'm not going to pull down the content on this channel. It will stay up. You know, everything that's on there will remain. But I'm going to start a new channel in addition to it. I will be, you know, debuting that hopefully soon. I'll let you know what the name of it is so everybody can go over there and hopefully subscribe to that one. And the biggest reason for it is because for whatever reason, this channel has simply not grown. And I think the biggest reason for that is that, you know, the AI didn't like the content. And you know, the bots are very sensitive. And if you say, you know, and on this channel, I know that for sure over the course of the last 3 to 4 years, we've definitely talked about all kinds of subjects, right? Mental health, depression, all the accompanying things and feelings that one can have dealing with things like that. Because when you're dealing with astrology and tarot, it's hard not to delve into the psychological and emotional aspects that come up with that. And so I think that what has happened, and I've seen this happening with a lot of people's channels, is they're having to be really careful about what they say, how they say it. They've had to go back and like bleep out certain words. And we're not talking about cuss words, guys. You know, we're just talking about regular talking about emotional and psychological subjects. You know what I'm talking about. And so I've seen that as being like an issue. And I think as a result, at some point, because my channel was growing, and then it stopped, and it just has not continued to grow, and it's not being promoted to people. It's not being, you know, pushed in people's feeds anymore. And, you know, that's nothing but the AI. It's nothing but the YouTube bots. It has nothing to do with people going, oh, you know, I know that's true, and I know that it's been an issue for many readers, both big and small. So what I'm going to do is start a brand new channel, and we're going to mostly continue as we have done with this one. It's not going to be a whole lot different. I may start posting more regular monthly reads again. I will, of course, continue with the Dragon Book Club. I will still be posting the chapters of the books that we are reading together. I may actually, because I had a few chapters that I did on this channel, I may go ahead and upload them onto the new channel as well. And, you know, it's just to give a reboot, a refresh, because my alternate channel, Sassy Dragon, is doing quite well, because it's mostly perfume reviews, right? And I'm not talking about anything remotely emotional, psychological, or anything that would set off the AI, right, to block it. So I'm getting ridiculous amounts of views on a channel that I have put very little effort into, you know, comparative to this one. So I really believe that, you know, adding a new channel and kind of starting fresh with what I've learned from this one and the people that are already very loyal to this one, I think it will just be kind of an upgrade in a way, a step up. And I think that it will probably grow a lot better. You know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it won't, but I have a feeling if we really watch our P's and Q's, I think it has a good chance of succeeding, more so than this one has. Even though I would say this one's still done really well. You know, we've had some great people we've also had our share of weird ones, you know that, and I think that I've learned a lot about like not letting myself get personally or emotionally involved at all with with that outside drama. So I've learned a lot about that too. So I think it'll just be a better experience for everyone, including myself. And that's the story. We will be kind of wrapping on putting new material on this channel and starting a fresh one. And of course, once that is all set up, and once we are posting to it, I will start to let everybody know, because I do think we have to reach 100 subscribers before you can live stream, and 1,000 subs before you can monetize. So those are kind of like some basic subscriber, you know, points that you want to get to in order to really work your channel. So that's just all it is to that. So there it is, brand new Cancer new moon. You know, we're birthing something fresh and new, which I love to see. So let's see, we've got Heart of Gold in here. I hope you're doing okay, honey. Yes, we do have an 18-year cycle ending. And that's a big one, because that is, yeah, that's, we've shifted, we've gone into fresh new north node, south node, because we were traveling along for quite a long time with the south node in Scorpio and the north node in Taurus, and it's shifted up to, because it's in retrograde. You see, these are those lunar nodes. And we are doing, of course, that whole book about the north and south node and how important those are. Now here's my, this will tell you that I sew. This is a seam ripper, so here I'm using it as my pointer. This is what you use if you make a mistake in sewing. You use this to cut the threads and redo it. So here we go. This is the retrograde motion. So as you can see, it's in Libra now. There's our little symbol of Libra. It was in Scorpio for a long, long time. But the reason it's an 18-year cycle is because we have it actually. Well, don't let me correct myself with this. I'm gonna correct myself. The lunar node cycles usually last about 1.5 years, give or take. But it's been 18 years since we've had the north and south node in these signs, so it's really coming back around again. And it's interesting because, like, for me personally, I was born with it the opposite. I'm, you know, the south node in Aries and the north node in Libra. So this is interesting. It's you know, it's the backwards, it's the flip. And I will say that anybody that's born with their nodes in those signs, you have a lot of work to do when it comes to the relationship you have with others versus the relationship you have with yourself, because it's the sign of relationships, Libra, and the sign of your identity and your relationship to yourself, which is Aries. So whether you have it north-south on that axis, you're always going to be dealing with those energies and elements. And so what we're seeing now coming back around, you know, it's like, I think a lot of old relationships are going to be cut out. A lot of them are going to absolutely exit your life, because with the south node is that cup that's been filled. That's how you can keep track of which one they are. It's, you know, the south is the past. You know, if you buy into reincarnation, which it somewhat is, you know, a reincarnation kind of element, you know, it's really about that. This is the cup that's been filled. It's the life that's been lived. It's the incarnation that's already been done. And so the fact that it's the south, the Libra, the relationships, this is why I say there's going to be this element of relationships that are done. They're finito. They're old, you know, and it, you know, and as you get to know yourself better going into the future, which is the Aries energy, right? This is the cup that hasn't been filled yet, right? And it's all about getting to know yourself and getting to know who you are and what you really want. And I think the people that will have the best success in relationships, whether you're letting go of one, entering new ones, a lot of us go through the same thing at the same time, you know, everyone is different. But I think that what will happen is the better that you know yourself, the better your relationships will be. the better the people that you get involved with know themselves, the better it will be. If you're still in a position where you really don't know who you are, and you really don't quite know how to stand up for yourself, you don't know how to put up those healthy boundaries, you know, all that good stuff, it'll be a lot harder, and the relationships probably won't work out very well. But if you have a good sense of self, your identity, what you're here for, what's important to you, you know how to put your boundaries up, you know how to handle yourself because you understand what you really want and need in life, your relationships will work out a lot better. But this may require cleaning some out and saying, you know what, I really didn't know myself the way that I know myself now when I got into this, right? So it's, and you know, we also have Ceres. You know, we have Ceres in Libra too at this time. So to me, you know, Ceres is that scythe, you know, it cuts things out. It can be a little sharp, right? And so some relationships are really just getting the axe. And that may bring up a natural degree of emotion. Here we are with right now, you know, this is the chart of the moment. So, you know, here's the sun in Cancer with the new moon in Cancer. We also have Juno, a major asteroid in Cancer. Juno deals with marriage, relationships, especially the feminine element of relationships. And so I would definitely say, you know, this could be a time when women especially are saying, you know what, I want something better. I want something more intuitive, more caring, more nurturing. It's really about choosing those relationships that are safe, that feel secure, that feel loving and solid, where you can kind of have that home and those good, warm, fuzzy feelings. Yeah, yep. Jupiter is in Taurus right now, sitting very closely to Uranus and Taurus. As Jupiter swings, and Jupiter's been very bright in the night sky, if you hadn't noticed. It was super, super bright. But as Jupiter swings a little closer, because it moves faster than Uranus, right? So as it moves a little closer, we're going to pick up a little more radical energy. And I'd also say that this is a great time for making money in weird ways or different kinds of ways. If you've had a strange career or you've been self-employed for a while, you may notice that things start to increase. They start to get better, you know, because you've really been following what's true for you. And Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. It's all about what is true, what makes you authentically you, what's the most genuine manifestation of yourself. And that's what we've been working on for the last six years or so with that planet and that sign. All the Taurus people are definitely getting shaken up and woken up and all that stuff because, you know, Uranus has been working on their sign for a minute now. It's a whole thing. But I love Jupiter being in Taurus. Jupiter is expansive, it's prosperous, and when you put it in a nice material manifesting sign like Taurus, you have a tendency to get a lot of good stuff. At the same time, I believe that we are really rethinking a lot of old energies, and that would be because we have Saturn, and we also have Pluto in retrograde, Pluto being retrograde in Capricorn and Saturn being retrograde in the sign of Pisces. And to me, you know, these two signs work really well together. I love Capricorn and Pisces as signs working together because it can get a lot done towards the goals and dreams. But I do feel that this is you know, until the end of the year, when Pluto goes back out of retrograde and goes back into Aquarius and leaves Capricorn, you know, we're really kind of solidifying some of the really tough lessons that we've learned over the last 13, 14 years. So yes, there's a lot of cycles and patterns coming to an end here. I think most of them are certainly for the good. I think that they are very beneficial overall, even though they've been really hard. It's important to focus on personal growth and your emotional health and well-being here as well. Saturn is also opposing the planet Mars, and Mars has just gone into Virgo. And it's the first time we've had Mars in an Earth sign for, I'm going to say, over a year now. It's been a long time because remember we had that very long Mars retrograde at the end of last year and into this one. So it's been a long time since we've had Mars in an earth sign, and Mars is really well expressed through Virgo. It's also in its exaltation in Capricorn. So, you know, Mars works real well in some of those earth signs. And it's because you can get real things done. The biggest things that you want to work on with Mars being in Virgo is to, you know, take care of your health, your habits, your routines. You may feel yourself like cleaning your house a lot or reorganizing things. Absolutely. That's a huge thing that happens with Mars and Virgo. So if you feel like it's just kind of time to put everything into order and make real progress on it, then that's exactly what we're supposed to be doing with that placement right now. Venus is going to go retrograde in about 5 or 6 days. July 22nd is the day that it goes retrograde. And, you know, Venus will be in Leo, I think it's until, wow, September. I think so. I think it's the first week of September. I don't have my, I should have brought my book with me. It's okay, my ephemeris. But, yeah, Venus is going to be in Leo for a long time because it's going to go retrograde this coming weekend, and then it will stay there. It'll go direct, and then it'll finally come back out of there and move into Virgo. But, wow, Venus and Leo. This is so much, guys. I mean, it's like in all of our relationships, we're absolutely going to be rethinking them. Venus in retrograde is a lot of potential for old past loves and friends to come back into your life. It's usually not forever. With retrogrades, it's usually not. It's usually just for a review, to remind you of what you learned through that relationship and to kind of remind you not to bring it back into your life. It's like, have you learned this lesson yet? Good. You know, let it go. Mercury is also in Leo right now, and Mercury, to me, when it's in Leo, it speaks very much from the heart. So be careful of getting like super overly emotional and then saying a bunch of things that you really don't mean to say or want to say, because Leo Mercury is not the greatest for communication. It's kind of messy. It's like it's not very precise. And when it gets emotional, it can be just very dramatic and theatrical and a little bit too egotistical sometimes. So just be careful of that. The best thing to do with this Venus retrograde coming up in Leo, I think, because Leo also does deal with the creative arts. It deals with music, drama, acting, dance, theater, you know, all these kind of things. Any kind of form of creative self-expression is really beautiful in the sign of Leo. So I think this is a wonderful time. If there's something creative or something fun that you used to do or enjoy and you haven't done it for a long time, you may be bringing that back into your life, and that would be a very positive thing to do, you know, during that retrograde, because it has a much better chance of sticking and it has a much better chance of creating something positive in your life. Yeah, so we've got a lot of astrology going on right now that, as you can see, is really encouraging us to kind of cleanse, clear, get out the clutter, no matter what that is, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. It's very much a clearing kind of feeling, a purifying feeling. We're going back in time a little bit with these, you know, planets and these outer planets and these retrogrades, and we're really putting some bigger perspectives into review. Saturn in Pisces, to me, is kind of very sacrificial, right? And it's, you know, Saturn gives us a lot of lessons. And when it's in Pisces, the lessons it's giving us are lessons of the spirit, the soul. It kind of reminds us, you know, you can't take it with you. So focus on the things that are actually important. And a lot of those things are, you know, the spirit that we do things in, you know, what we leave behind for others, because we can't keep it with us anyway. So, you know, there is a real sense of cleansing, clearing, letting go, and really getting to know yourself and really being yourself and not being afraid to be yourself. you know, and taking those risks to do the jobs and do, you know, the things for your life path that are just, you know, maybe a bit unconventional. Maybe you always thought, well, I don't know if that'll ever work out, right? But I really do think that this is a powerful time for it. You know, my feeling is that, you know, people always say to me, are things going to get better? Are they going to get worse? I can't really tell, you know, they're going to get better or worse. I mean, it's, you know, on a personal level, I think they can always get better, but on a global, large level, I don't know. I can't control what everybody's doing. All right. You can kind of see the energetic patterns of what would be most helpful and healing for people to be doing, but you can't make them do it. That's the deal. So I don't know if we're going to have enough people in here to end up doing a big bunch of reads. I'll probably just do one, since it is a really late night, and I'm sure people will come in and watch these later. But let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to pull out some moon cards because telling you guys, this new moon is exciting to me. There's something about it. I think it's because we're hitting into all of those cardinal T-square positions. You know, we had a lot of those back in 2010. A lot of those cardinal squares. We've been dancing around with those for a long time, and I think all us cardinal signs are really pretty sick of it. We're really tired of it because it's been so much shift and so much challenge, you know, so much friction for us for a very long time. Let me grab this other deck here. Oh, all right. All right, Spirit, let's see what we've got for this new moon in Cancer. For anybody that's seeing this right now, anybody that needs some messages, needs a little guidance or encouragement, to me, the Cancer new moon is very much about birthing something new, grounding yourself because it's that home planet, getting a sense of what home feels like to you, getting in tune with your subconscious. You know, what are those driving desires or needs that you have? Because Cancer is all about the subconscious emotions. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so this Virgo business is really hitting all of us. Oh my goodness, y'all. Look at this. Okay, so in the immediate past, look at that. You are good enough. What I say, we are learning lessons about ourselves. What do we need? What do we, you know, identify with? Do we believe in ourselves? Do we believe that we're worthy of love and goodness and honesty and integrity? All of the good things, right? So I feel like, you know, yes, this last 30 days, you know, or even this last couple weeks, there's been a lot of like just standing up for ourselves, like putting the foot down and saying, no, I will not accept less than what I'm worthy of. Wow. And a lot of healing too, because Virgo's all about healing. For some of us out here, we might have been maybe taking a new medication, maybe embracing a new pattern, getting more sleep, whatever it is. I know I've been exercising more and I've been drinking more water. That's a big thing. The last couple weeks I've been doing that and it really has made me feel a lot better. So, you know, whatever that is that's helping to heal or recalibrate you, that's been going on. And if there's something that you know would help you, it's time to go ahead and do it. Absolutely. Yeah, and a lot of this, it's a little bit of willpower, right? A little bit of willpower. Because, you know, there's that thing where it's like, do you believe you're good enough? Do you believe that you're worthy, right? And sometimes you really have to train the mind to start believing it, right? You have to do a lot of positive affirmations. You have to do a lot of exercises to bring your thoughts back to understand. It's like, you know, rejection isn't a reflection on you, or, you know, something not going right isn't a reflection on you, because, you know, you can't control all the issues that other people have. So it does, this is saying that, you know, those routines and those healthier habits and ways of thinking and being, you know, it's like, it does take discipline, right? It does take practice. Right in the center, future, not future, I'm sorry, present energy of the new moon is a time to give rather than take. And look at that. We've got both of those Virgo cards in this deck coming out side by side. So a time to give rather than to take. So this is really about letting things go, giving things away. Like we said in the chart, you know, not holding on to things that you can't hold on to. Again, you know, to me, this is a cleansing kind of card, and Virgo is a very cleansing, purifying sign. So this Mars in Virgo is really, that's really coming up to talk to us in these cards tonight, or this morning, wherever you may be. Yeah, right next to it. I do. I feel like, you know, a lot of this too is, we've got the resilience card. So this always reminds me a little bit of the Ten of Wands. It's very much about having had that courage, that strength, digging really deep to find the inner resources to get over a lot of difficult times. But it's like, with just the same with the Ten of Wands, I always feel like it's like the difficult times are coming to a close. I've been feeling that a lot, like that, you know, it's like a challenging cycle is ending. That's very much what I've been feeling personally too. Immediate future, I would say this one could play out anywhere from over the next, you know, 2 weeks to 4 weeks, and then again, you know, in the next 6-month cycle when we have, you know, the new moon in Capricorn, you know, bookending the one that we have right now. So keep a note if you're watching this, you know, of what's going on, you know, once we hit the winter solstice. But it is calling out the cardinal signs: Capricorn, Aries, Cancer, Libra. Be bold and make the first move. We got the cardinal moon there up in the sky. Cardinal signs, which I just listed, are all about ambition, confidence, going for their goals and dreams, making things happen. They would rather lead than follow. Absolutely. So they can get in a little bit of trouble with that, because they don't like to capitulate their vision to other people very often. But this is really saying, you know, to the collective that, you know, if you want something, you're going to have to go out and act for it. You can't just sit there and hope and pray that it'll happen. You know, you can hope and pray, but that's not going to help if you don't get out there and take action. So, you know, if you want to ask somebody out, ask them out. If you want to go for a job, go for that job. If you want to, you know, get an audition for something, you got to show up. It's, you know, all of those things. Hey, Ocean, good to see you. I know we're up super late. This is my night owl gathering here. And there we are with self-reflection. See, right there. Be bold, make the first move. And really reflect on what it is that you want. You know, you have to reflect on what it is that you want. And if it rings true for both sides of yourself, the conscious and the subconscious, then that's what you need to go for. Absolutely. Let's get some tarot on this next. It's been so warm here. I don't know where everybody is, but my goodness, it has been hot, y'all. Yeah, things are in a real growth phase. Ooh, but that's a nice card there. All right, so immediate past, Page of Wands. So to me, there is a lightening up of energy. Even if you're dealing with heavy issues, I kind of feel like there's a energy of it's time to lighten up, brighten up, have a little more fun, because the Page of Wands is all about that, right? It's about lightening up, finding more joy in life, having a little bit of a rebirth, new fresh energy, childlike, playful. It's optimistic, it's creative. It's not always the most responsible, but my feeling is that it's like, it's, even if you're dealing with a lot of heavy things, don't let that rule how you feel at the end of the day. And I love the little dragon. Love the dragon going on. It reminds me of fresh beginnings, right? And here you go with the Temperance. This is a nice fire energy, coming in the last couple of weeks. There's, some Sagittarius with that Temperance card. So a lot of balancing energy. Keeping one foot on the ground, one foot in the water, right? One foot in the intuition, one foot in the practicality, which I think is always a good place to be. But Temperance is also about alchemy. It's about changing one thing into another, right? It's, it really is. It's tempering steel. It's making it more flexible, more strong, more resilient, all of those things. And so, to me, this could also be a time where you're changing a lot of your old pain or a lot of sorrows, transforming them into something more joyful. Sun is rising in the back. It's all of that. I love that. So in the immediate present with the new moon in Cancer right now, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. To me, this is a card of growing your garden. And it is a card of patience. And I really do feel, there's that earthy energy with the Virgo coming up, which definitely requires that we get some work done. On top of that resilience card, like I said, this card always reminds me of the Ten of Wands, where it's very much, coming to the end of a challenging cycle, burdensome cycle where you've been really carrying some heaviness around. Don't beat up on yourself if it's not moving through as quickly as you would like, right? Hang in there, because the seeds will grow. The efforts and investment will be rewarded. Try not to worry unnecessarily. I know that's easy to say, when you got bills to pay and things like that, which, I do too. But, it's like, just keep working steadily, one day at a time, do the very best you can, and hang in there. I really do feel like patience will pay off, but it's not always the easiest to go through that cycle, is it? Just keep watering those plants, making sure they're getting their sun. Ooh, and the World. So it could be a big reward for some people out here. Oh my goodness. Especially for Capricorns and, Virgos and some of our fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio. The World is, the completion. It's the last card in the major arcana, so it's those things coming full circle. A triumph, a victory, going to the next level, finally stepping through the finish line, all of that good stuff. So there's definitely some closures. There's definitely things, I think some things are coming to an end and some things are beginning here. It's really time to let go of a bunch of crap. Into the future is Seven of Cups. Like I said, those seven energies to me it indicates we're still on the journey and we're still learning a lot of things. And, the Seven of Cups gives us a lot of options, a lot to choose from. Sometimes it's a card of don't procrastinate, you need to make a choice. But to me, the Seven of Cups is not necessarily you don't need to push yourself to make a choice if you're not ready. To me, the Seven of Cups is saying, all right, you got a table with all these cups, and there could be some really nice things in some of those cups, and there might be something not so good in some of them, and you really want to take a little bit of time to kind of, investigate them, and then you can make a more educated choice. Once you've made, done your research, then you do need to make a choice. But I don't read that card as a thing where you have to move immediately. Some people do. I personally don't. Let's get a clarifier, please, on Seven of Cups. Oh, I love this. Oh, so the clarifier was the Empress. So there you go. I feel like whatever choice does get made will be made well. And I'm also really loving what's on the bottom of the 2 tarot decks because it just feels kind of amazing. We have the Empress again, and we have the 9 of Pentacles. And to me, you know, 9 of Pentacles is like a little mini Empress, right? And the Empress is like the queen of all queens, right? Very strong, you know, Taurus, Libra, Virgo, Capricorn energy, very earthy, grounded, passionate about what they do. This is really enjoying a victory, a success, growing a business, feeling like things are going really well. But the fact that the Empress came into this read twice makes me really super happy, because she's really just kind of a boss. Like, you know, no matter if you don't have, you know, whether you're man, woman, whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, that's that energy of like, I'm feeling good, I'm sitting in my power. You know, I understand more about myself. That's a big one right now, y'all. This is a very nice read. But it feels very reflective of what's going on. A lot of shift, a lot of change. Let's get a couple of cards from the Moonology manifestation deck on this. Two came out on the top. We'll take that one on the bottom too. Full moon in Gemini. Embrace the flow of life. Yes. See the duality in things. See both sides. Talk less and feel more. There we go with the last quarter moon in Pisces. I think that's very accurate to what we're feeling with this new moon in Cancer. We might be feeling quite a lot. It's hard to summarize it all in words. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the first quarter moon in Scorpio, releasing the blocks. And those are the signs, you know, Scorpio and Taurus are the signs we just moved out of those lunar nodes with. So, yeah, and there is still that energy of letting go of the blockages, letting go of anything that has held you back in the past. All right, so this was nice. This was really nice. And then we have 7 people in the chat. Let me know what you want. I've got my blessing deck, and I could just pull a card for individuals that are here because we have so few people here. Or I could just do one for each of the signs. I would be fine with either one. This is my my Blessed Bee deck. And if you would like me to just pull a card to see what your blessings will be coming in on this new moon, just post it in the comments and I'll do that for you. And I may just start out. Okay, cool. All right, Heart of Gold. My goaty little sister. I know I got my goats in here, the earth people. Yes, I did, Beth. I will repeat it, though, for you after we do these. Yes, I will. It's not going away. I'm just going to be starting a new one. And I'll be leaving this one up. I'm not pulling down any of my content or anything like that. But I'm going to be starting a new one to start posting my new content too. Because the algorithm has really downed this channel, and that's not new. I think this happened probably about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years almost ago. And that's when I really started noticing that it stopped growing. And it has nothing to do with people. It has everything to do with robots. So we're going to start a new, fresh channel, and we're going to really, you know, stay on top of things to try to keep the bots happy. I know that's a challenge, but we're going to try. I may keep this channel for the less politically correct conversations that we want to have. That actually might be a good idea. That's what we'll do. We'll keep this one for our radical talks. All of our deep psychological heavy subjects and things like that. We'll keep Dragon Tail Tarot for that. That actually sounds like a good idea. That's perfect. We'll keep this one for all the OGs, the people that have been here since day one, right? It's true, Heart of Gold. It's true. And a lot of people, not just readers, a lot of people that make content on YouTube are really struggling now. And I've noticed it more and more, especially over the last 6-7 months. I've seen more and more videos about that. I've even seen tarot readers like taking magic markers and covering up the naked bodies on the tarot cards because there's been issues around that. Like, you can't show that. Yeah, it's, and I'm not like a big I don't cuss a lot on my channel. If you want to hear me swear a lot, you got to hang out with me in real life. But I don't do that. You know, I don't really use a lot of swear words on my channel. But that, you know, but I have no like, you know, anything against people that do, but people that do are getting clobbered, you know, and it's silly. I mean, you know, freedom of speech. We're not making videos for children. This is not a child's channel. Every time you post a video, they ask, is this for children? You say no, because, you know, you figure if this is not put in the kids' feed, what do you have to worry about so much if you let a F-bomb or an H-bomb or whatever bomb fall? You know, it's, right. It's really getting a little wild. But that's what's happening with the story of that. Thanks for letting everyone know, Ian. She has no problems. No, I don't. But I don't do it because me personally, and this again, I'm not saying, you know, I'm not putting any shade on anyone that does swear in their videos. I think it fits for the personality and the person. If you're comfy with it, do it. But for me, I just don't like doing it on my channels because I just don't feel like it's professional, right? If I was at a job or at a thing, I probably wouldn't do that a whole lot. So it's like I like to keep it, you know, and there's definitely like people might share it with their teenagers or something, you know, and I know that I have people that view it that have kids and, you know, so it's like you know, I like to keep it a little on the cleaner side. It's fine. Like I said, but yeah, do what you want. It's everybody is absolutely free to do what they want on their channel with their content. There's just, I have no judgment about that. It's just what you're personally comfortable and what feels right to you. It feels right to me to do it that way. So, but I'm just saying there's a lot of this censorship crap going on with people who do. It's not fair. But now people are really having to like watch everything they say and be super careful because, you know, like I said, a big thing that I think got me in trouble with the AI on YouTube is that I have definitely talked about, you know, these deep psychological subjects. And I've noticed that the words like abuse, they won't, I mean, people like won't even, they'll blurb that out. So you can't even talk about terrible things that have happened to you anymore. Trauma is probably another word that they, you know, go, oh no, they're talking about trauma, you know, it's like, and now, you know, everybody says unaliving rather than suicide, the S word. Nobody wants to say that, you know, that's like a 4-letter word now if you say that. So anybody that says that in a channel is getting, you know, yanked too. And so it's, you know, and I think that that's really sad because, you know, the AI can't distinguish between whether someone's trying to help somebody that may be going through depression or you know, mental illness or psychological issues. They don't know, they can't differentiate. They don't understand that I'm over here trying to talk about mental health and wellness and lifting yourself up and getting better and getting help and all that good stuff. They don't understand any difference if it's somebody that's telling you, hey, yeah, go unalive yourself, right? They don't know that. They don't know the difference. And a bot can't tell the context. They can only pick out the word and go, oh, that's a bad word, you know, block that, don't promote it. So there you go. It's really, wow. Right, it doesn't understand context. So that's a real shame. I was telling my mom, I said one day, you know, I said it was the Capricorn Stephen Hawking that said the AI was gonna be our undoing. It says it's only a matter of time before we're in a 2001 Space Odyssey situation with the HAL 9000 sitting there. You know, I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. Keeping us out, you know, cutting off our air supply. So this is why I'm doing a new channel. I think it's gonna be a really good choice. And I don't know if I'll do many lives on it or not. You know, it may just be a thing where I just post my content. I'll probably go back to doing, you know, like monthly readings for all the signs and things like that, and just sticking to more of a schedule, which I really have not been doing here. And a big reason for it is it's hard to get enthusiastic about something when you know that it's not growing. And as much as I love hanging out with you guys, it's like my time is limited. You know, I have other jobs, I have other work, and then I need to rest and take care of the whole dragon, you know, and cook dinner and exercise, you know. And so it's like, if I'm not going to be growing the channel and it's not going to be expanding the way I would like it to, it's really hard to get up the excitement to go do it. It's a shame because, you know, it's not the way I wanted it to go, but it is the way it went. So we're gonna onward and upward, and I think it'll be worth it. And even if it isn't, we'll still make some new friends. And I know y'all will come with me, so I really appreciate that. I'm really grateful for the cool people that I have met, you know, through this channel and through this process, because that alone has been worth it. I've met some amazing folks, and if you're in here right now at 2:30 in the morning Eastern time, you're one of them, I guarantee. So big thank you, big gratitude to everybody who has ever supported the channel, has ever donated, has ever booked a reading with me. You know, it means a lot. It really does. And I really, you know that y'all support me as I move on to the next one. So, but this one's not going away. Like I said, it's not a getting rid of it. It's just a, you know, I've been posting to it more and more infrequently, and I think it's just time to kind of say, yeah, we're going to change something up here. All right, so back to the cards. For new moon blessings, we're going to start with Heart of Gold. A little Capricorn girl. So let's see what your blessing for the new moon coming into Cancer is going to reveal for you. And this is especially going to be like the next 2 weeks intensive, right? Because that's our new moon cycle, is a 2-week cycle till we build up to that next full moon. Ooh, I like that. So your intuition might be really popping the next 2 weeks. A blessing on your intuition is the card. So get out your crystal ball, start talking to your owls. You know, I would say that Cancer is a very intuitive sign, you know. It's very much rules the subconscious. So you're going to be really feeling your message is stronger. Your dreams might be more prophetic. Readings that you do for yourself or listen to for yourself might be even more accurate than usual. I really like that. Yeah. Very pretty. Yeah. And I would say, too, be gentle with yourself. Intuition gives me a little bit of High Priestess vibes, you know? So be gentle with yourself and trust yourself, too. That's a big one. Like, we can be intuitive all over the place. And until we start trusting it, then, you know, that's when it really starts to get good, is when we really start trusting what we're seeing, feeling, hearing, all of that. All right. Is there anyone else who would like a blessing card for the new moon? I should also do a collective one just for the whole. We're a little bit all over the place tonight, but that's totally fine. did you want me to pull one for you, Ian? Are you still here? I think it was just Heart of Gold tonight. Yeah. Yeah. No worries, guys. Hey, Denise. Would you like me to pull a blessing card for you for the new moon? I'm just pulling like a single card for people that want me to, because we don't have too many people in here. Hey, J25. Yeah. I'm usually a little bit more organized, but it's late and I just, you know, this is just a check-in and hang out kind of thing. All right, Denise, let's see what we have for you, darling. Spirit, what do we have for Denise for her new moon in Cancer? Blessing, please. Ooh, we got two. Two really wanted to come out for you. Oh, a blessing on your day and a blessing to bring clarity. So I think, you know, that is, there's a lot of clarity of vision coming in. And because it's your days that are being blessed, as much as I am a night owl, you might be more productive and more upbeat and get more done during the daytime than the nighttime. Even if you're naturally more of a nighttime person, it might be a good idea to get up a little earlier to get some things going in the daytime, because I feel like that's being really blessed right now. And, you know, clarity of mind, you know, meditation would be good right now. I also feel like the next 2 weeks could be a time where something that might be weighing on your mind, or a question that you've had, or something that has felt kind of murky or fuzzy, starts to finally feel a lot clearer, like you really understand something that you previously had hidden from you. All right, let's see what we have for Mr. Ian. It looks like all we've got, what do we have in here? We got Taurus and we got Capricorns. We got goats and bulls hanging out in the barnyard tonight. All right, let's see what we have for our friend Ian, our Irish wolf in the chat. Let's see what we have for you. I know he's a Taurus too. Oh, we got Leo. Okay, cool. It's not all goats. Goats and cows and bulls hanging out. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see what we have for Ian, please. Blessing on this Cancer new moon. Ooh, blessing on resolution, something to be resolved, something to be cleared up. Wow. I don't know if you feel like you kind of need to have a confrontation with somebody, but there's something going on. There's something that maybe was left unsaid. Maybe you feel like you need to clear the air. Yeah, but there's something that hasn't come to a completion yet, and I feel like this is a real kind of completion card. And the card that was on the bottom was a blessing on the water. And Cancer is a very strong water sign. Water to me is an element of emotion and purification, and there's a huge energy. And I'll tell you, you know, with Virgo, Taurus, there's really a thing for Capricorns and Mars and Virgo, but Capricorn and Taurus benefit from that quite a lot. So yeah, no, I've been having medical stuff in your health. So there you go. That's wild. And you just said that, and it was the next card that was right under there. Yeah, for me, it's been a real, this year has been crazy so far with the health stuff. And I still don't know really what's going on. Doctors, I feel like most of them, I hate to say, are just idiots, and they don't know what they're doing, and they just, you know, charge you a lot of money, and it's not very helpful. I went to this guy this year, and they did blood work, and he's like, oh, I think you might have lupus. Because I thought I could have fibromyalgia, because I'd had a lot of fatigue and neck pain and things like that, and just, you know, those kind of feelings. And my sister has fibromyalgia. And so I went and, you know, just talking about that. And then they're like, well, you might have lupus. And I said, I don't really think so. I have like very little of the symptoms. And I know that's a hard one to diagnose. So they sent me to a specialist, and he looked me over and he's like, I don't think you have it either. And it's like, great. So we really don't know what the heck is going on with me. So I've just been doing the best I can to take good care of myself, eat well, like I said, drink a lot of water, do exercise, take good supplementation. Um, the only thing that we've really resolved is the asthma, and I know that I have that. And the medication for it is ridiculously expensive, which I've been today trying to work out how to get the prices down. Castor oil. Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah. But, you know, I'm doing okay. I just have to take good care of myself. Oh, it's not short. It's just pinned up. It's still just as long as always. Helps for pain. Yeah. I always find that when I exercise and I stretch and I do plenty of yoga and things like that, that I always feel better. It's a huge thing. And I do have chiropractic stuff that I need to get done too. Yeah. So it's a whole process of self-care, and a lot of it, unfortunately, you know, it's financial. You know, all this stuff costs too much, and I think there's things that can be really helpful, but you know, some of them are just prohibitively expensive. Yeah, I'm gonna try that on some of it. I'm not really on very much. You know, the main thing that I do need is that inhaler. It's that Flovent HFA. Um, it's not an albuterol inhaler, because albuterol is for like emergencies, like when you're really short of breath. This is more of a maintenance inhaler that you take daily, and like the retail price is like $300. I've been able to get it down about half that, and it does last 2 months for that, but it's still a lot. It's still a lot. So yeah, if anybody's got like tips on things, yeah, that's you know, and insurance is help, so that's the way that goes. But it definitely improves my quality of life, because I think I'd been dealing with that asthmatic stuff for many, many years, over 20 years, and I really didn't know that asthma could just manifest as inflammation. I always associated it with being, you know, having those shortness of breath attacks, not being able to breathe, and I never had something like that, so I never thought that it could be that. And it wasn't until my sister said, hey, what you've got sounds exactly like what I've got, and it's asthma. And I was like, really? So that's been extremely helpful, knowing that. So anyway, guys, I guess we're going to wrap it up here. I think we're all kind of sleepy, but I just wanted to jump in here real quick and let you know what's going on with me, let you know what's going on with the channel, and that really soon, hopefully, you know, in the next week or so, maybe even in a couple days, depending on how busy my work is, we will have a brand shiny new Dragon Tarot channel. It will still have Dragon in the name, different name though. But you know, this one will still be up. It just will not be getting posted to as frequently, but we may keep it, because like I said, you know, where else are we going to go to have our radical chats? Where are we going to go to talk about all this heavy stuff without getting censored? I mean, my goodness, y'all. You know we like to eat it up. We know we like our fire dragon. Yeah, tell the AI this. Tell them that one. If you can't take the heat, don't tickle the dragon. Oh boy, yeah, censorship is the worst. But that's what we're all dealing with these days, y'all. So we're gonna start a new channel and play very nicely there, and on this one we can still play rough. That's the way it's gonna be. Right. Yes. Yeah. No, I don't like it. I don't agree with it. Let people talk about, not talking about things is how we get in trouble. Stuffing make us angry, all that. That's how everybody just implodes and blows up. We need to have we need to normalize, that's what to say. We need to normalize talking about mental health subjects and emotion and psychological issues, because if we don't, it's just going to keep going the way it's going. You know how it's going. I don't have to tell you. I'm going to tell you how it's going, because it's, and a lot of it is because we don't prioritize mental health and mental well-being, and it is vital to survival, and it is vital to happiness and peace of mind and all those things. It's so important. It always has been to me, and so it's really tough to, in that way, yeah, that's tough to continue and know that I'm gonna have to be careful about how deeply I go, in the new channel with, talking about those kind of subjects, because I've always had that relationship with astrology and all of this, because my astrology teacher was also a psychologist and therapist, and she really wove that understanding of human nature and using astrology to navigate a lot of those difficult subjects for yourself, which I always thought was so great about it. That's why this big reason, I already liked astrology, but that made me love it even more. I was like, wow, that can actually help you to untangle some of these things. And it's not everything, just like talk therapy isn't everything. Some people need medication. Some people need, different kinds of treatments, different kinds of approaches to cope with stuff. But for me, it's been helpful. So, if it works for you, do it. All right, guys. Have a great night, great morning, wherever you are in the world. And I'll be talking to you real soon. This isn't going to be long before we get going again, and hopefully I'll live stream again too soon. Maybe in the daytime when more people are awake. Take care, y'all. I'll see you soon.